Sup, it's your boy Big Reg coming to you once again from the shadow of the big house in Ann Arbor, Michigan. This time, bringing you the preview of the kickoff to the Big Ten season for the Michigan Wolverines 2021 football season. A game against Rutgers University. Ho, Rutgers! Holy smokes. What can I say about Rutgers? Number one, they play in a place called Shebo. Okay? Their home field is called the SHI Bowl. The She Bowl. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Have some self-respect. Oh, what else can I say about Rutgers? Oh, Rutgers is they're in financial peril. If you thought the Evergrande situation over in China was bad, Evergrande, let me put it this way, has an outstanding debt of 300 billion? I can't remember. And they're about to cause a financial catastrophe over in China. Well, in comparison, Rutgers has a debt just from the athletic department, $265 million.
Sheesh.
$265 million outstanding debt just for the athletic department. It's come out that the athletic department did some, how can I say, legally questionable things, such as recording proceeds from loans, not as loans, but as revenue. So there's some shady goings on over in the Rutgers athletic department. Holy smokes. Are we going to see the first Big Ten team to declare bankruptcy? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, we'll forget all that for now. We're going to talk football. Joining me tonight to talk about this festering dumpster fire that is the Rutgers University football team and their matchup versus the perfect 3-0 Michigan Wolverines. First, the man who claims to be a member of the rebellion and talking about hope and seeds of hope, but secretly aligning himself with the Fire Harbaugh crew, the one, the only, producer JB.
No doubt you got to keep yourself aligned to both sides so that you can take advantage of those things. Let's go blue, Fire Harbaugh.
Oh, wow, double agent. What a double agent. Next, the man coming from a prone position as always, lying down because he lost his backbone long ago and he's been flip-flopping ever since. The one, the only, nameless guest.
I'm ready to enjoy another week of good old-fashioned Michigan football playing from the big house.
There you go. And finally, joining us, this man, what can we say about him? JC from Sunnyside. I don't know. I'll think of something. The one, the only, JC from Sunnyside.
Actually surprised that we actually get to say something. The last few episodes, he just ran through the introductions and kind of like puzzled us. But a lot of hope today. A lot of hope.
All righty then. Holy smokes. That was my bad. We were testing out a new format. I got excited. I was singing BTS, who, by the way, big ups to BTS for their presentation over at the UN this week. Speaking on behalf of the youth of the world for the Sustainable Development something or other. I think agreement or authority. I can't remember. The SDA. So we raise our glass to BTS. Ladies and gentlemen.
Permission to dance.
Gosh, wow. Super fan right there. Army or double agent. We don't know. But anyways, we're going to jump right into this discussion on our Big Ten kickoff. We've been playing all the non-conference games to get ready, but now it starts. The road to Indianapolis. Rev up your engines, boys. First game in the Big Ten versus Rutgers. Gentlemen, I turn it over to you. What do you see as the keys to victory for this matchup?
Of course, this is another home game that I will be attending this weekend. So hopefully, I did take a pass last weekend because I just kind of knew that we would blow them out. But this, obviously, this weekend is going to be really, I wouldn't even say a test, but a really good indicator of what's going to happen for, I think, the Big Ten season. Keys is just control the game. I think if we control the game, we're going to wear Rutgers down, and then it'll start to turn into a solid victory. I do think they also are they're going to score on us. I think that's going to happen. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout again. It'll be a close match. But as long as we keep control of the game, stay ahead by a score and a half, I think we'll be okay.
Wow. So you're saying almost a little bit touch and go. Only a score and a half separating the two sides throughout the game.
Producer JB, when are you going to flip-flop to this message of hope that you keep talking about every week? Every week you call a tight game. They're going to score on us. We're going to go 6-6. We couldn't ask for a better start to this season. 3-0, but the way we've dominated in the trenches. I think we go this game with a lot of confidence. We're going to maul trenches. The offensive line will take control. We're going to run the ball to set up the pass. I do believe that Cade will show up this game. Some play action pass. On the defensive side of the ball, their secondary got hit by a couple of arrests, which means that we're gonna take advantage of that a little bit. And in our defense, I think we play the bend but don't break defense. They'll score some field goals on us, maybe a touch, but I think we win comfortably. We beat the spread, which is about 18, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Gotta agree there. Kind of an easy call, to be honest. Gonna be a fun game. Gonna be a relatively comfortable and easy game. Although that's not to say I don't respect Rutgers, because I do. I'm actually really happy and excited about this game because Rutgers is going to be quality. They're going to show out. I mean, it's not a secret. They're vastly improved under Shiano. They're not the perennial doormat, like putrid performers that we've come to see in years past. So, an upgrade in quality. They're not going to challenge our big boys in the trenches. I feel like it's going to be fun, and we should just coast and enjoy another progression. So, Mike McDonald, just keep developing your guys. We'll add on another layer. We just got to keep building and getting better. I just can't wait till the big one. Not to look ahead, but give Blake his touches. Continue that overhyped Heisman campaign. Give Donovan a few little things so he doesn't become a little insolent freshman cancer.
Oh God!
Just to continue the theme that the seeds sown from the big JC. You got into my head a little bit. But yeah.
We're fucking crazy right now.
What are these crazy conspiracy theories that are thrown out right now? Holy smokes.
Oh,
what do you call it? Petulant what? Holy gosh. What is this? Oh, this false narrative being thrown out there. It's like fan fiction. Holy smokes. You guys are talking crazy right now. Oy, oy. I look at it this way. Yes, Rutgers is a very, I don't know about vastly improved, but they are improved from past seasons. We can't deny that. They showed it last season when they gave us a run for our money down in the Shea Bowl when they took us to, I think it was double overtime when we finally pulled it out, thanks to Cade McNamara. There's my glass of Cade. I think the tough part is going to be, or the toughest part of, overcoming Rutgers is going to be stopping their run game. They do have a young man at running back. I forget the young man's name.
Pacheco.
What was his name?
Pacheco.
Yeah, he actually played well last season as well. And he's shown himself to be a patient runner, somebody who's able to avoid the first contact, get extra yards, those type of things. You know what I mean? So it'll be a true test for our front seven to contain that young man. So hopefully they'll be able to do that. So I think it's going to come down to can we make Rutgers one-dimensional on offense? And if we can do that, if we can take away that passing game, I think it'll let us, load up in the box and then put a stop to the run game and put a stranglehold on this game. As far as the offense goes, listen, JC mentioned it already. They had two dudes rolling around campus with a paint gun shooting people. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? What kind of tomfoolery is that? Come on, man. If you're going to get busted for something, get busted for something big, like stealing some crab legs at the local supermarket. Something like that.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? What is this rolling around campus with a paintball gun?
He didn't know the crab legs were underneath his arm. He just walked out. It wasn't his fault.
Hey, that's why they call him No Seamus James.
Oh.
Raise my glass.
Listen, for Rutgers, this is like, if you look at their schedule, they played Temple 61-14, which means that they can score, and they didn't let Temple score very much. 17-7. 17-7 win over Syracuse. I mean, come on. That's they didn't even score in the first half in that game, and then they won 17-7. Next one, Rutgers 45, Delaware 13. Again, it shows that they have at least an offense that can push the ball a little bit on weaker opponents. What does that mean for us? Well, look at this. They have to play us. Ohio State's coming to them next week. They have to play Michigan State at home. They have to play Wisconsin later in the year. They have to play at Penn State. This is just a barrage that's going to happen for Rutgers. I don't know how you plan for that as a coach, like facing all those top 10 teams that are gonna be there. So I don't know. We'll see. The QB is experienced. He's not a freshman anymore, so it's possible, but. I think it's just the same old Harbaugh. He's just going to run, and then run some more.
One thing for sure, Shiano is going to have them ready to play, right? He's got them gassed up. But this is a different Michigan coaching staff, right? Mike Hart, they're going to have these boys ready, not get complacent over a great 3-0 start. We're going to be ready to play, to show up. The senior leadership, Hutchinson, Hawkins, they're going to get these guys ready to play. And I think we stop the run. I think Pacheco, right, gets maybe 60, 70 yards rushing.
Wow.
All right, let me ask you fellas this. You make the call. Our first possession, their first possession. What happens?
Run, punt.
No, I mean, like, do we score? Do they score? Punt? What do you see?
I think we're gonna try to run it down their throats, and they're gonna just load the box, and then eventually we're gonna punt.
So you're saying that our first possession we're gonna punt. What do you see for their first possession?
They're gonna try to throw on us, especially over Josh Ross because he's horrible in pass coverage.
Oh.
And then McDonald has proven already that he's going to be a little bit soft on the coverage. So yeah, it's going to be the bend don't break. So they'll just keep throwing those outs. They'll get eventually down to the red zone, and I'll be honest, probably a field goal. That's probably.
So you're saying punt for us, field goal for them.
Yes.
After the first possessions.
That's
Wow.
my call.
Interesting take. Okay.
I'm surprised. I'm going to agree with producer JB here. I think that's a good call. But however, after the first couple of series, toward the end of the first quarter, second quarter, like the offensive line said, we are here to break their will, and we are going to break their will with Hassan Haskins going right into the chest of the Rutgers defenders. Quorum, Lightning running around the edge. We're going to break their will. Middle of second quarter, it'll be clear that we're dominating this game.
Wow, you sound like Ivan Drago's manager. Whatever he hits, he destroys. steroids.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, unlike past seasons when an early score or even a touchdown, I mean, I can't put it past Rutgers. They may connect actually on our secondary could be challenged. Who knows? But that's okay. We will not be phased. Those among the Michigan faithful, those with true hope and belief in this new reborn 3-0 team, it's not going to phase us too much. And a little bit of a rocky start, not super perfect, no problem. Pull away Michigan, get close to the spread, probably beat the spread, cover the spread. I agree.
Wait, what are you saying for the first drives, both teams?
I mean, I don't know about all that, but if you're going to just ask me to issue some kind of crazy speculative prediction, yeah, I see a little sputtering run attack in the beginning, maybe a first down, but I could see a punt before they start putting it together and start putting in some dominating drives. That's okay with me. It's not going to phase us.
Yeah.
We are a more mature and prepared, at least for this game. The true test, the revealing tests, they're coming down the road. This is going to be a quality, competitive game in the beginning with some good players on the other side, but we just overmatched them. But what I want to see is 250 in the air and 250 on the ground. A little more balance this game. I was okay with everything up till now through 3 games. Go, Harbaugh, go. Run, smash mouth. And more of that, but I want to see 250 in the air this game, please.
Wow. You do realize that last game we had 191 just in the first half. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was like 80 yards off of one play, though.
All right, so you take out the 80 yards off of one play. That's still over 100 yards in the first half, and then we benched our starters. And this is without a top receiver, Ronnie Bell, injured and out.
Yeah,
Anyway, here's what you guys are all talking about. This team's going to have, or this coaching staff's going to have this team up and ready to go. I believe that that's going to be the case. I think the Michigan Wolverines are going to do what they've done the past few games. They're going to get hot and ready right from the jump, like a Little Caesars deep dish. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Hot and ready, baby, right from the get-go. And I believe that this Michigan team, they're going to do a little bit of mix of this and that. You know what I mean? Little run, little pass, and they're going to score a touchdown on the first drive. That's what I firmly believe. And I also firmly believe that the Rutgers offense, while the Michigan defense is feeling out the game, I believe that they will get close enough for a field goal. So I believe it's going to be 7-3 after the first possessions for both teams are done. But then after that, I think the Michigan Wolverines are going to run away with this thing.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to give my prediction for the final score for this one.
Okay.
I'll be the first one. My prediction for the final score is going to be Michigan 45, Rutgers. I'm debating between 10 and 13. 10 and 13. You know what? Let me give them 13 because I feel bad for the Rutgers students because their school is going bankrupt due to the mismanagement of their administration.
They don't care.
They are. Even the governor of New Jersey was like, this is a catastrophe. Because Rutgers had to go to the New Jersey governor and be like, yo, you got to bail us out. You got to bail us out. That's how bad it is at Rutgers right now, fiscally. You got to feel bad for their teachers, their faculty, the staff members. If they don't get like a bunch of furloughs, agreements, and all that kind of stuff, they're going to be looking at $180 million deficit just for the 2021 school year.
Is this a football show or is this a budgeting class? I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, as a past taxpayer in the state of New Jersey, I would be so pissed that Rutgers University has gotten themselves in this situation because they decided to join a football conference that they are clearly outmatched for. They're clearly outmatched for it. And the finances.
Let me bring a little bit of dose of reality to this. This is the same Rutgers team from last year that we went to triple overtime in order to beat. Same quarterback, same wide receiver, same running back that's there. And this is he throws for 381 yards, 3 touchdowns. They did limit Pacheco to 43 yards rushing, but their wide receivers went bazonkers on us. 2 guys in 100 yards, third one at 84 yards. I mean, it was just kind of like the air it out show. And then you're like, oh, well, let's just blame it on Joe Milton. No, sir. This was a game that Cade McNamara did come into, did take over. He's throwing for, what, last year? 260 yards, 4 touchdowns. Does that look like the same Cade that we see now? So I think that this game is going to be closer than, obviously, Northern Illinois. That was going to be a runaway. My prediction, we're going 35-21. 35-21. Michigan does win, but I think it's a little bit closer than that.
Let me remind folks that this is the same producer, JB, that said before the Northern Illinois game that it would be 35 to something and that Michigan fans would be very upset after the game. Let me remind our faithful viewers of that.
So good point, JB. Come on. This is the same Rutgers team, and we do acknowledge and recognize the quarterback. He's one of the strengths. It's been reported and noted also that both sides have not turned the ball over on offense, and so that's really helped Rutgers' early success. But this is a different Michigan squad. There is genuine hope that is well warranted from what we've seen. We're ahead of schedule. We haven't played much of anyone yet. That's true. But what we've seen, we can also, there's the eye test. That's what's got most of Michigan Nation hopeful and semi-guardedly excited, myself included. It's going to be 38-17 is my prediction.
Very nameless guest might be looking at my notes. That's very close. Very close. Different team, right? Different scheme, different defensive scheme. So I don't care if he passed for 300 something yards, right? That was against Don Brown's defense, who I think if the 4 of us got 7 other guys, we could score on. Like, enough of this. Enough of Don Brown. His defense, everyone.
Come on. No, we couldn't. Come on
now. Listen, it's a different defense. Mike McDonald, he makes adjustments during the game. It's not just going to be one scheme like we had last year for the last 6 years. Again, we'll bend but don't break. They'll score some field goals. They might get a late touch, but we beat them pretty handy. 41-16.
41.
Yeah, 5 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Come on, man.
Wow. Well, we have some commenters on the last YouTube clip. We got the Big Rock. So just fire emoji, hand clapping emoji. This team plays different. Wow, you guys must have been sharing notes with the Big Rock there. But he's already saying, let's see what they can do against Wisconsin and Minnesota and Michigan State. Like, he's already passed this Rutgers team.
Yeah.
That's a little bit dangerous.
Big Rock, slow down. One hole at a time. One hole at a time, Big Rock. We got our boy Charles in the West Coast there. He's already looking ahead. He said, like I said before, I think we can beat the Buckeyes this year. Come on, man. We're not even at game 4 yet, and he's already talking about Buckeyes right now. And then the venerable, the honorable Mr. Tinam
He says quietly optimistic. Definitely a sage words of advice and wisdom there from him. We got a couple on the YouTube clips as well. One number one fan says, it's great team looking so far. And then, of course, our West Coast representative, Andy S., saying that he just put a comment there because we told him to. But we would hear from you. What do you think is going to be the score of this game, Rutgers versus Michigan? What do you think the keys are? Let's get your predictions and your rants as well on that. We haven't heard from Squarehead, so maybe he puts a comment down there. I don't know. We'll see what happens there.
Just a couple of other notes for Wolverine Nation. Quorum is starting to show up on the Heisman list, top 10.
Come on, man.
And there's a lot more news about Michigan out there, about how we might be the team to come out of the Big Ten.
Oh, no. Come on, man. Premature.
Premature. I know. I told Big Rock one hole at a time, one game at a time. But there's some attention. We're getting some attention now.
Oh man, you just hit a big slice into the woods there. You're gonna have to hit a nice recovery out of that one. Come on, man. Easy. Don't overswing. Stay on balance. Tempo. Come on.
This turned into Sambek Cho. Sambek Cho coming out again.
Jeez. One good drive and you think you're like a, big bomber. Come on. Calm it down.
Wow.
Stay in your lane, buddy. Stay in your lane.
Let's enjoy this ride. It's been a great home stretch, in the comfortable, safe confines of the big house, the maze out, the glorious, just everything set up so nice. But they've done their part. And so let's enjoy it. It's going to be, they're doing their jobs. The coaches are doing their jobs. And it's setting up really nicely for the big test to come. So
whoa. Take it easy.
Hey, nobody said Buckeyes here, did I? Come on, man.
One hole at a time.
Guys, oh my gosh. Gentlemen, this is just the first step in the long road, hopefully, that ends up in Indianapolis in the Big Ten championship game. So I raise my glass to that. Raising my glass to the Michigan Wolverines and the fine job they've done so far this season. And we hope for the best this coming Saturday versus Rutgers University. And again, I raise my glass in sympathy to the Rutgers University students who find themselves and their school in financial peril due to the, borderline criminality of their administrators. If I were you, I would rise up in rebellion. Anyway, gentlemen, we raise our glass when we say, go blue.
Go blue!
Ooh.